Hello, this is Vinnie Marino with the Vinnie Marino Podcast Show. I'd like to welcome everybody aboard the Enchantment of the Seas. We're out on location. I mentioned earlier that I was going to try to do a live broadcast with the cooperation with the Wi-Fi and everything else. So it's kind of a skeleton setup here. We got the minimal product that we need to get a live broadcast. And so I got my streaming on Facebook Live. So the pictures, there I am there, but the pictures are kind of tight. So we tried to do outside, but there's too much background noise, too much partying, belly flop contests, and everything else that's going on. So I'd like to welcome everybody aboard. It is Saturday, March 23rd. We're on day number 2 of 3 of the Port Canaveral Enchantment of the Seas. Goes to the Bahamas and then their island of Coco Key. So I managed to track down one of the highest ranking members on the Royal Caribbean cruise line, and his name is Nick. He's a regular cruiser. I think he cruises. You need a mic over there, Nick, so get close to your mic. Nick cruises probably around 30 times a year, I'm just guessing.
Definitely.
Okay. So Nick's rank, Royal Caribbean has their different loyalty programs. They start out with everybody. If you take a cruise, you start out as a gold. So everybody's a gold right off the bat. Then if you get to, I think it's, do you know the point numbers values there, Nick?
In the olden days, it was equivalent to about 5 cruises. Then after 5 cruises, you become a platinum. And then you get a few more cruises of that, and then emerald. And then used to be 10 cruises, you would be a diamond. And at this point, they do 1 cruise point per night. And so that basically now means you need 80 points to become a diamond member. So that's like
80 days on a cruise ship.
That's like 7, 10-night cruises will get you 70. So now it's like 8, 9, probably around 10 cruises.
Okay. Well, I'm an emerald, so I have like 55. Well, I have 58 points now. And Nick, what is your the highest rank is what, and what are you?
So you need 700 points to become Pinnacle Club. So I'm over 700 points. So I'm a Pinnacle Club.
Wow.
Used to be in the old days 100 cruises, and it probably worked out to around 100 cruises I became Pinnacle.
Now that's somebody who cruises a lot. You're never going to get, sometimes you won't even make it in your lifetime, a Pinnacle. Usually the Pinnacles, unless they're born into it as a wife or family.
Only a wife and a husband you cannot inherit Pinnacle like from a child.
So basically, if you don't cruise regularly for your entire life when you become an adult, you'll never make the Pinnacle status. Am I right?
That's about right, and it's all on one cruise line. So some people cruise on multiple cruise lines, and if they had combined them all together, they might have been Pinnacle. But, it's not about points. It's not about, reaching a level. It's just about having fun, and Royal Caribbean, to me, gives me the most bang for the buck. They treat me like royalty. And they treat everyone like royalty. You don't have to be Pinnacle to be treated royal on Royal Caribbean. So it's just my favorite. And this is the most annoying cruise director ever. Her name is Cruisin' Susan from Scotland. She's got the most annoying, obnoxious voice. Drives the crap out of me.
Sorry about the over
Every
talk.
time I'm doing a Periscope or something live, she jumps in and just goes on and on. And today she screwed up by announcing they cleared the ship for customs so everyone can go. And then they weren't cleared, so she came back and had to correct herself. And
now they want everybody to accommodate their ass because they screwed up with the disembarking. So we actually have pulled into port in the Nassau. And Nick here does private tours in Nassau, too. Nick is well known. He posts many of his adventures on Periscope. He's got, how many followers do you think you have on Periscope, Nick?
I got over 3,000
Over
followers.
3,000 people.
So you can follow my Periscope at Nick Vitani, and I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all that at Nick Vitani.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm cruising a lot. I have a lot of cats, so I have a Facebook page, Cruising with Cats. So every time you're cruising and you see cats, you take photos.
More.
You post photos of cats. So last weekend I was out here in Nassau, and I saw more cats, and I took photos of those and posted those. But we just pulled into Nassau, Bahamas. We're docked at Prince George Wharf. And, Nassau is what they call the Detroit of the Caribbean.
So, Nick, people that have never been on a cruise or have been on a cruise many times, a lot of people do the 3-day to 4-day. That's affordable, and it works out in the schedule. So people who do cruise and have came to the Bahamas before, there's Nassau. Sometimes they go to Freeport, but primarily Nassau. And people, they're afraid to get off the ship. They're afraid of the locals. So, Nick, you kind of know everything for the safety aspect of it, what to be afraid of. And people don't know where to go. So they get off and they go into the straw market and they buy things. But they never venture outside of the eyesight of the ship. So if you can give us a little rundown, Nick, of a brief history of the island and where it's safe to go, what are some of the things that people can do to save money, and some of the paid tours that are going on.
Yeah, well, some of these first-time cruisers, they get off the ship and they're like, woohoo, Nassau, where's the space shuttle? Oh God, And so they go, well, what do we do? Oh, let's go to Atlantis. That's the whole thing, everyone. And I'm like, no, don't go to Atlantis. That place is overpopulated, over touristy. They charge you for everything in there. I used to go there and walk around and see the aquarium and everything for free. Now you can't really get anywhere there. And when you get off the ship, there's going to be all kinds of tour drivers and taxi drivers bugging you. Hey, you need a taxi, you need this, you need that. And I've done so many. I've been here over 70 times, so I've been here a lot. So I've done so many different things. One of the things we did one time is we actually hired a taxi. We had 4 people, and we negotiated a rate with them. And we said, hey, for $20 a person, can you just take us around for about 4 hours and just, give us the highlights and, and if we want to stop. And so we hired a taxi guy for like 4 hours, $20 each, and he took us to all the major places. So that's a good place to start. There's a liquor store here that sells White Crown Royal, and you get it for like a third of the price in the U.S. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you can stop there. They'll take you to the places like the Queen's Staircase and the Fort Fincastle and the House of Greycliff. And
now, Nick, I know you do a walking tour, and several people that know you from going on so many cruises, they actually look for you. And give us a little rundown of what you entail in your walking tour.
Oh, there's so many places within walking distance of the ship. Now, if you want to just research on your own, if you're adventurous, you could look up online. There's maps, and if you want to just find these places on your own, you can do that and walk there. Usually, I will walk down to the Queen's Staircase. And from there, you can walk down to the governor's mansion, and then right near that is the House of Greycliff. I love the House of Greycliff. It's a historic place. Many people have stayed there, like Winston Churchill, numerous actors, the Beatles. I mean, the list is on and on how many famous people stayed there, but it was built in the late 1880s, and it was run in the 1920s by a girlfriend of Al Capone, and it was used as a liquor smuggling depot during the Prohibition. And they got a winery across the street, and they got everything inside there. They got a pizzeria. They got a beautiful pool area. It's really, really cool to go there. And also, one of my... Listen to this.
Hold on a fucking... Fuck. Stand by.
Oh, my gosh.
We just happened to catch him at a bad time, I guess.
So I also love to go to the John Watling's Rum Distillery. That's one of my favorite places to go. And if you love pina coladas, they make the world's best pina coladas. We always bring some rum home. I always have rum home from John Watling's. You can't get it in the U.S. And they got 3 different kinds of rum. They now make a special single-barrel reserve. They sell it for $110 a bottle. And it's like 80% alcohol. And they use it from bourbon barrels when they made bourbon. So they took the rum and they fermented it in white oak barrels used to make bourbon. And after it was only used one time, so this rum is like extra strong and it has a different.
And you can bring that back on the ship.
You can bring 2 bottles per person.
But you got to. Do you have to? I never brought liquor back on. You have to check it in with them.
Yeah, they confiscate it at the scanning when you get on back on the ship, and they label it with your room number, and on the final morning of departure, you go back and get it, and so that's not really a problem.
Right.
But, they got really good pina coladas, and then there's also a beach nearby the ship called Junkanoo Beach.
Been there?
That's a walking distance. Yep, Tiki Bikini Hut.
Free Wi-Fi?
Free Wi-Fi. They got really good specials on beer, Sands beer, 4 Sands beer for like $20. And 4 tropical shots, and that's the closest beach within walking distance, and that's a really cool place.
And that's about a mile walk one way?
It's about a mile from the ship.
I mean, you could see the ship, right, from where you're at.
Oh, yeah. There. All along the waterfront is safe. You don't have to worry about it.
Is that in the Conch District?
Further back, no. You got to walk another mile to the fish fry.
Now, those who like conch, the word conch, there's everybody here sells conch. Okay. Now, there's just different. The way they make it, I think, is the same, but I don't know if it's the. But Nick, you've been around all the places here, and you've had every place that serves conch. Who serves the best conch, in your opinion?
Well, let me first explain to you something about conch. Conch is an aphrodisiac.
Yeah, they showed us this one little thing that you can eat, and it gives you a woody.
You got to eat the conch pistol.
Yeah.
Now, the conch is a very strange creature. He's got a penis that's like 10 times the size of his body. It's like 2 feet long. It's called the conch pistol. And if you eat that thing, your lady better watch out.
They said it's like a Viagra.
Oh, my God. It's the freaking Viagra of the sea.
So theoretically, when people imagine that, if I had a conch twice the size of me, I mean, I'd be having a third leg.
Yeah.
So how big is that? How big is that? In like an inch, 2 inches, 10 inches?
2 feet. The freaking conch pistol is 2 feet. He could satisfy a blue whale. Imagine that. You can have a conch whale.
Oh shit!
That's why they got a sperm whale.
I know, because I remember when we were having one made, and mind you, these guys don't wear gloves when they cook. They cut this, they cut everything all barehanded, But the guy was showing us it wasn't 2 feet long, but it was a piece of it that he said if you eat it, it's like a Viagra.
Oh yeah. And so, you never know where these guys' hands have been.
Oh,
and,
God. And the hatchet they use like a machete when they chop everything up.
Yeah, so if you have never had conch salad, real quickly, it's chopped up fresh conch. They pull the conch right out of the shell right in front of you. Chop it up into diced little pieces. They chop up green peppers. They chop up onions, a little bit of tomatoes, cilantro, and they put some habanero peppers in there. And they put it all together. Then they get the lime and the coconut. No, they get the lime and the orange.
Yep, the
lime and the orange, and they have it's like cooked like ceviche.
Yeah.
And so the acidity of the lime and the orange cooks the conch, and it'll supposedly kill any of the germs and bacteria. And it's ceviche basically, and you eat it with a spoon. I like to put it on like some salsa, some chips. Kind of like tortilla chips.
And they charge, what, $20 for the conch salad?
If you get it right on the water side, it's only $10. But the problem is, this guy just came in on a skiff, and he's got his hands, and he washes them off in the ocean, and then he starts doing your thing. But, I don't know. For all I know, he ejaculated before he cooked your conch salad, so I don't know. But, I went to the Senior Frogs, and they actually put gloves on.
But Senior Frogs, Nick, is a tourist trap, man.
It is, but I found that they have unbelievable conch salad.
Yeah, they do have a good conch
really
salad,
good
and their chips and guacamole is good.
But now, about 2 months ago, I found one more place right near the ship. It's actually right next to Senior Frogs, called Conch and Kalik. Kalik is the beer made in Nassau.
And that's the best conch salad you found?
That is the best conch salad. I found it a few months ago.
And how much do they charge for that?
It's like about $15.
Right.
It can serve 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
They have different varieties of it. This is called the Down Home Conch Salad. And if you go to Conch and Kalik, go see my friend Tommy Bahama. I'll be live on Periscope later today.
Oh, yeah.
About 1:30 this afternoon, and I'm going to bring you this guy. He is such a character.
Yeah, so you guys watching, if you want to click on Nick's Periscope page, give it again, Nick, real quick.
It's at Nick Vitani, Vitani.
This guy is the most versed individual on a cruise ship. I'm telling you right now.
I cruise from all Royal Caribbean ships. Almost every other week I'm on another ship. And so catch me out on Periscope, but we're going to be doing a live one over there at Conch and Kalik.
Yep.
And the conch salad that they have, the Down Home, it's home style. They don't make it table side, but it's a real kitchen and everything. But they serve it on a side of Scotch bonnet sauce, which is hot mofo.
Like I always say, people, when I bring somebody on my show, I bring somebody that's got some history, some knowledge.
And balls.
And balls, and got some good experiences. So, Nick, real quick on the and then I'm going to hit the ship for a minute, and then we'll wrap this up because we got a lot of activities to catch on to. So the dues, you gave us some dues, Baha Mar, and real quick, what's the difference between Baha Mar and Atlantis? Any
Baha
difference?
Mar is a new hotel and resort. The casino is the size of Caesar's Palace. It looks like a Caesar's Palace. It's beautiful. They have 3 different hotels in this one big property.
So is that a due? That's a good place to go?
Well, the problem is sometimes they don't let you out in the pool area, so you cannot just use the pool area. We at most got to walk around.
They charge you, right?
No, you're not even allowed out in the pool area. So if you gamble, that's great. But other than that, they haven't opened it up yet to the public for like day passes. So there's really not much to do there. The Melia Beach Resort down by Cable Beach next to the Baja Mar is a great option if you want to do a nice beach. It's about $40 a person, but the beach is gorgeous.
And you touched on also with me the Daiquiri Shack. That's another good place down there by the Baja Mar.
You can take the trolley, the number 10 or 12 trolley for $1.25 a person each way. Go down there and get the fresh fruit daiquiris. And right next to the ship, there's the British Colonial Hilton. That's a cool place to go. You can get day passes there for $79, and they give you a $40 resort credit to use for drinks and food. So really, for about $39, you're going to use their facilities for the day, and it's a really nice place. It's beautiful.
Yep, beautiful pool. And producer Jesse's chiming in with a beautiful pool.
I stayed there 3 times.
Producer Jesse has stayed there 3 times, and he recommends it.
Now, some of the don'ts in Nassau.
I'll give you one don't, Nick. I'll give you one fucking don't right here. Don't rent those fucking scooters.
Oh, yes.
Are you out of your goddamn mind? You know how many people don't make it back to the ship because they rent them frickin' things?
Never, ever rent a scooter anywhere you go on vacation. Don't rent jet skis.
Nope.
It's a scam. Don't do it.
Well, here, because they're under the English laws, so you get these fucking yahoos, they get on these scooters, and they're racing in and out of traffic, and then they go to make a left turn, and they make it in the wrong lane because everything's opposite here.
They drive on the opposite side of the road here.
And they fucking wreck, they crash, and these people drive crazy. So.
I saw accidents more than you can believe on scooters, man. People leaving.
So
that's
one don't in my opinion. Mick, give me a couple more, and then we're going to talk about the ship real quick, and then we're going to boogie on and get some drinks.
If you're going to go off the ship after dark, because our ship here stays till midnight, some people go right on the beaten path right near the ship. That's okay. You can go to some of the restaurants, the Athena, which is Greek food, Cafe Matisse, some of the places right along the waterfront, but do not venture off the beaten path after dark. Stay in a group because, like any place else, it's crime. And
a lot of drugs here, I'll tell you that right now.
And there's lots of excursions to do here on your own or through the ship. Pearl Island is a good one. I've been there a couple of times. So, there's just so much to do here in Nassau. But, Royal Caribbean ships are amazing. The ones
Speaking
that I like to
go ahead, Nick. I was going to ask you, talk about this ship real quick. And then I know you've been on, I think, goddamn, I can't even think how many ships you've been on.
I've been on every class of ship in the fleet, almost every ship in the fleet. And the new ones that are now doing the 3-night cruises are the Voyager class, which is the Mariner of the Seas and the Navigator of the Seas. They're coming. Navigator is going to be right now. It's in Miami. Mariner of the Seas is in Miami. It's coming to Port Canaveral in May.
These are all remodeled ships, too.
They are beautiful. They got surfing simulators. They got the SkyPad, the virtual reality bungee trampoline. They got ice skating.
Oh, the bungee trampoline. We know about that one,
They have so much miniature golf, and I love the Flow Rider, so I go surfing on the Flow Rider like all the time. And they got this huge royal promenade in the center of the ship. It doesn't even look like you're on a cruise ship. It looks like you're at a shopping mall. It's just those are going to be the game changers. And so, this ship that we're on now is going to be leaving at the end of April, going to Galveston, Texas. And we're going to get in its place the Mariner of the Seas,
and
which
that's
is
been
amazing.
fully remodeled, right?
Oh my gosh,
fully
it's
remodeled.
Amazing. Yeah.
But Nick, as far as the amenities on the ship, what do you think of the rating of the food, the casino? I mean, how do you think the casino does? I mean, is it a casino good? The entertainment and stuff like that. Real quick.
I love the food on all of the ships. Every once in a while it's okay. Sometimes it's really, really good. It just depends. But most people are happy on these weekend cruises with the drink package, and just regular food seem to be doing it. They got live music everywhere.
High five on the drink package.
The ship that we're on now, the Enchantment of the Seas, has the largest pool deck in the fleet based on the length of the ship.
And why is that, Nick?
They stretched this ship back in 2004. They did a cut in the middle of the ship to lengthen it, and they added 75 feet to the ship. And then they added another section where these bridges are, and they widened it. So in the middle of the ship is a whole new section. And they thought this was an economical way. Instead of building new ships, they would just cut the existing ones and make them longer.
But I don't think this is the only one they did. I don't think they're doing any more.
They did it to the Nordic Empress before, and they did it to one other ship. And then those are smaller, older ships. But they realized that it's too expensive to do this, so they might as well just buy a whole brand new ship. So
I'll tell you what, this pool deck is bigger than the Oasis class.
Yeah, I love this pool deck.
The best pool deck going.
This casino is kind of small. And but it is what it is.
Is it a loose casino?
I I haven't really, last night I didn't really see much. I heard someone won $2,100 on one of the Buffalo Gold machines.
Wow.
And then there was a couple of other machines. One lady won like $900 on one, and then maybe $300 or $400 on another.
And your game of choice is?
I like to play roulette.
Uh-huh.
And so, that's my game, and it's fun. But, you can't beat a 3-night cruise on a Royal Caribbean ship. You can't beat it. You can do anything you want, as little or as much as you want. They do everything for you. Just show up and eat, and you leave. And even though I've been to Nassau probably well over 80 times, I still love coming here because there's always something different. But, around 1:30, I'll be broadcasting on Periscope from Tommy Bahama's Conch and Kalik. You got to be there. But my favorite beer is Sands.
2-foot conch. Imagine that, have a 2-foot dick.
Oh, yeah. So, if you like to try local beer, the local beer here, Kalik is made in Nassau, and Sands beer is made in Freeport. And I'm just partially to Sands beer. I just like it better. And
they don't want to drink that over here.
Well, some of the places you go to only sell Kalik, but there's places that sell Sands beer.
Because they support their local brewery.
Yeah, now at Conch and Kalik, they don't sell Sands. They sell Kalik.
Right.
And so we told them last weekend, you better have Sands beer for us next weekend.
All right. Well, Nick, hey, I'm telling you what, people. This guy knows everything about everything. If you wanna hear more, go over to his Periscope page. He'll talk all about the NASA district and the do's and don'ts and the places that he goes. And I'm telling you, he has 3,000 followers on Periscope. So I want to thank Nick for stopping by. Again, he is Nick. He is the highest loyalty member on Royal Caribbean.
On this ship.
But, there's other pinnacles. But some, in my opinion, you're a pinnacle. You're a pinnacle. Who cares if you had more?
That's right. Points don't matter anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Points don't matter.
Make sure, I'm on Instagram, Nick Vitani, Twitter at Nick Vitani, Facebook, and... my brother Vinny here, he's a great time. He's hilarious. We had a great time with him at dinner last night. We all had a group of 8 at the Chops dinner.
Chops dinner?
This drunk bimbo came up to my other brother Steven. Steven dressed as Slash. This lady thought he was really Slash.
She said, I haven't seen you since I saw you in Vegas last month.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus
oh my
Christ.
God,
How fucking people be that stupid.
Vinny's like, I'm his manager.
Yeah. I had a fucking shirt on that. It was like glittered shirt, so I have another one tonight. I'll get a picture and put it on my podcast. But also, I know you're seeing a live Facebook feed. The volume and the voices might not be the best, but it's going to be on my page, the actual audio. So it's sort of like the Chinese movie where you see your lips moving and the voice is not matching. So it'll be like that. So, hiya! So we're going to wrap this up. Nick, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to sit with me on my podcast. Again, we are in Nassau. We're going to have one more day tomorrow. We're going to stop at the Coco Key, and
that's going to be great. The perfect day at Coco Key, they call it, but it's really pronounced Key because that's how the locals pronounce it.
And Nick, I'm going to bring Nick over one day from his residence over in Orlando, and I'm going to put him on a show, and we're going to talk. It's going to be some pretty good stuff that he's going to.
We're going to talk about my cats.
Yeah, we'll talk about his cats.
I may soon have the first gender-neutral cat in the world. The vet wants to cut off his penis.
Why?
He's got a urinary tract issue and crystals, and they have surgery where they cut off his penis and make him into a girl cat.
Oh, fuck.
So he'll be a freaking transgender cat. He's already confused as it is right now.
Oh, my God.
Right now, he's taking a urethra relaxer to help him pee without pain, and it's basically what they call saltpeter back in World War II.
Saltpeter.
Yeah, he's taking saltpeter.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of Viagra.
Where's that fucking sign they had that these guys had?
Oh, gosh.
These guys pinned this shit on my back. These fucking clowns. I'm going to try to show it on the camera here. It's upside down. Upside down. Hold on. There it is. This is what they put on my back. I love getting bukkake.
He loves getting bukkake.
They did the fucking eighth grade freaking trick where they stamp some on your back and yet you walk around like a fucking idiot. Like the kick me sign. So
I didn't know what bukkake was. I thought it was like someone who takes it up the ass. But my brother Steven showed me the definition.
Well, Steve didn't know what bukkake was. I had to tell him what bukkake was.
It's like where multiple Japanese men will successively ejaculate on a woman's face. That's what bukkake is.
We're not doing any bukkake in here today, so. But hey, I want to thank everybody for joining in. This will be posted on my page when we return. It'll be a recorded, and the audio and video, I don't know, they're not going to match. But I just wanted to give you a visual of what we're looking at here. And Nick, you want to hold the camera, just show it around a second. But there's Nick. He's gonna.
So we're in the Viking Crown Lounge.
Oh yeah, that's right.
and,
We're in the Viking Crown Lounge.
Really can't see too much because of the windows and stuff, but we're docked here in Nassau in Prince George Wharf.
And we got a makeshift podcast here, and we're making it happen, man. Producer Jesse is the man. He's he makes shit happen. If you ever need anything, Jesse will make it happen. So he's at Space Coast Podcast Network, and there I am right there, Space Coast Podcast Network. I want to give a shout out to my boys at Saltwater Syndicate too. Hey man, I'm wearing your gear out here in the Bahamas. I had a few people mention it on the hat. There's the hat right there. They love the colors. So I don't know if I gave them websites. I don't know if they'll buy or what, but hey man, I want to give a shout out to my boy Jason, man. Thanks for all your gear. And love you, man. And we're going to call it quits here from Nassau, Bahamas. This is Vinnie Marino Podcast. Join us live again when I get back in town. Maybe Monday night we might have a show. Depends if I'm not hungover.
Peace out.
Peace out, bitches.